Hello, hello, I'm a replay viewers. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. My name is Sophia Smith. I am a certified healing and restoration coach. I help men and women heal and transform into the lives that they would like to live. Thank you for joining me on this evening. Well, this afternoon, we will be speaking on the topic of unforgiveness. So please come in and invite your followers, and we will get started in just a few moments. Thank you. It's too hard not to. It's too hard not to. Hello, hello. Thanks for coming in. If you don't mind sharing the broadcast, please. Thank you for sharing. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started, you guys. Thanks for coming in again. For those that just came in, my name is Sophia Smith. I am a healing and restoration life coach. I help people heal and transform their lives into the lives that they would like to live. If you don't mind sharing the broadcast, if you have not already, please give me some hearts and some likes. I would appreciate it. I will be teaching from my newly released book called Teach Them to Heal. It is available on Amazon.com. If you have not picked up a copy, please do so. You can give it as a Christmas gift. It is a very good stocking stuffer. It will help catapult your loved ones into the next season, which will be the new year that's coming very quickly upon us. So, again, this book is called Teach Them to Heal. It is available on Amazon.com. So today we're going to talk about unforgiveness. It is a topic that many of us go through. It's a what's the word? It is something that we all experience. Many people don't realize that they're harboring pain or unforgiveness in their heart until it begins to show up in other areas of their lives. And so it's something that I had to walk out. It's something that I had to live. I've had to forgive many people who were not sorry for what they did to me. They were not apologetic for the pain that they caused or the disappointment that they brought, that they did, the things that they did that affected me in a way. And so I had to remove that clutter out of me. I had to remove that clutter out of me. It wasn't for them, it was for me. I had to free myself. And so, yeah, I had to walk this thing out, and I had to literally humble myself to do so, to not be angry anymore. I had to make a decision for myself. I'm not going to be angry anymore. I'm not going to be upset by what was done. I'm not going to dwell on the offense that was created, or what they did to me, or how they did it. I'm not going to let that occupy space in my mind anymore. I'm going to do something that's going to free me from that situation. And so I had to ask God for help. I had to ask God to help me release that pain, forgive them. And it was not easy. It's not an easy task, but it's a necessary task, because it can keep you stagnant. The people that offended you or hurt you, they've gone on to live their lives, and you're still stuck dwelling on what happened and what they did and how they did it and how it affected you and what they're not doing, and it keeps you in that place of bondage, and they living their best lives out here. And I was just like, no, that can't be me. I gotta move on. And the first step of me moving on was to forgive what affected me. And sometimes people hurt you and they don't even realize how their actions hurt you, but you have to release it, and you have to move forward, and you have to forgive, and you have to sometimes put yourself in that person's shoes to gain understanding as to what they may have been dealing with, or where they have come from, or what occurred in their life to make them not be cognizant of what they're inflicting on other people. And when I started a process of trying to understand, I had to learn and begin to look deeper. It was deeper than what they did to me. It was deeper than the hurt. It was deeper than the pain. It was literally, they were broken. They were broken in some areas, if not a lot of areas in their lives. And so they're inflicting pain on people unconsciously because they're still wounded. And a lot of times it comes from childhood. A lot of times it stems from childhood. It stems from abuse, whether it be physical, verbal, mental abuse. It literally can come from being sexually abused. It can come from not having the proper guidance. Sometimes we are raised in households where our parents were not equipped to give us certain things. And so it's up to us to go back and research the things that we missed and to get those things now so that we can become better parents, so we can be better in our future going forward. And a lot of times we don't realize it until we keep failing. We keep failing. We keep, falling over our own feet. We keep reaching these stumbling blocks and we can't move forward. We can't progress in the things we want to progress in. And it's a lot of times because we're harboring something that is keeping us bound. And it goes deep. It goes really deep, but you have to literally make a decision in your mind to say, I'm no longer going to be offended. I'm no longer going to be hurt. I'm no longer going to be angry at this person for what they did 5 years ago. I'm no longer going to be angry for the betrayal. I'm no longer going to be angry for the cheating or the infidelity or the whatever happened. I'm no longer going to be a victim. I'm going to get victory over this thing, and this is the way I'm going to take my power back, by forgiving them. I'm going to forgive you for what you did, even if you're not sorry. Even if you don't know what you did to me, I'm going to forgive you because it's keeping me stuck at this place in my life. I want to go forward and I want to do great things. I want to be a better parent than I ever received growing up. I want to be a better sister, a better friend. I want to be better than what I received back from other people. And so it has to come from a decision that you make in your mind and say, no longer will I be a victim. No longer will I stay in this stuck place of bondage. And it's like, once you harbor the anger, or I'm gonna say this, let me rephrase that. It starts off with being disappointed. That disappointment then turns into anger. That anger then turns into bitterness. That bitterness then turns into resentment. And it's like you're stuck in that place and don't even realize how stuck you really are. If someone asks you about a person and all you can do is say negative words about them, you're still stuck. If someone can say, how is so-and-so, and the first thing comes to your mind is what they did to you, you're still bound. And you don't even realize how bound you are. But when you can say, oh, that person is doing well as far as I know, the last I've heard, and maybe you should call and check on them, or maybe you should, reach out to so-and-so that may still affiliate with them. And that's when you see the growth in you, because you're no longer slandering that person for what they did to you. You're no longer holding on to that offense, but you can now pray for that person. You can now wish them the best, even if you don't be around to see it. You can now wish them good things in their future and in their life, and hope that they actually do other people better than they did you. Treat other people better than they've treated you. Perfect example. I ran into an ex lately, and he was with his new girlfriend. And I didn't feel any anger. I didn't feel any sadness. I didn't feel any resentment, like, oh, I should have been right there with him. No, I didn't feel none of that. And this man he took me through a lot in the relationship. I felt joy. I felt joy because he's moving on with his life. I felt joy because I'm no longer entangled in that. Like, I don't know what state he's in as far as him changing, but I felt joy for him. And I felt joy for me because I'm free from that. And it's just like, sometimes you don't know how you're going to feel, or you don't know what emotion is going to come up when you're faced with something. But that situation literally opened my eyes to, like, wow, you have grown. There's no bitterness. There's no, oh, let me pull your girlfriend aside and tell her what kind of person you. No, it's none of that. I don't have no ill will towards him nor her. I wish y'all the best, but I hope he does right by you. I hope he's learned from his mistakes. I hope that she's wise enough to recognize what she deserves and make sure that he lines up to that. And it's like, I have seen the growth in my test that now gives me a testimony to say I've overcame who I used to be. Because the old me may not have reacted in that way. The old me may have been hurt or angry. The old me may have allowed all these emotions of unforgiveness and bitterness to dwell up inside of me just because I was faced with that situation. And so that literally showed me this person has no more power over me. No more. I have completely wiped the slate clean, and now I can pray for that person. Now I can pray for that person with a whole positive agenda. Not, oh, let him feel what I felt. No, that used to be my prayer when I was still bound. But now it's like I can pray for that person and say, God, teach him, show him. Allow him to send a good woman in his life that will teach him, that will make him he has a lot of wisdom, but give him understanding now, Father. Give him something that he missed growing up. Help him to become a whole man so that he can stop hurting broken women. Because a lot of times brokenness attracts brokenness. And so once you heal, now you're going to attract people that are healed to you. Your mate is going to be healed. Your mate is not going to come broken. If you're healed and if you're healed and made whole, and someone comes to you and they're trying to date you and they're still in a broken place, that's more than likely an assignment. That's more than likely someone that you're supposed to help get to the next level. That's more than likely someone that you're supposed to pour into to help them level up. And so when you're made whole, God is not going to send you a husband or a wife that is still broken. There may be some areas that they still need to fine tune. However, if you're whole, you're not going to settle for somebody that's still broken. You're going to either give them the time to elevate and get their things together that they're still dealing with, or you're going to know that that's an assignment, and that is something that God has called you to do to help that person, along their path. And so people come into your life for different reasons, and you just have to be wise enough to recognize what those reasons are and recognize those seasons. And forgiveness was a big part of that, to help me recognize that every man that approached me is not my husband. I had to realize that everything that looked good is not good, but I had to understand that I had to get healed first. I had to heal first so that I can know what I deserve. I can know what not to fall for again. I had to heal. I had to forgive. I had to release and let those things go. I had to allow some of those things to fall away, because some of those things were things that kept me stagnant for so long. I started a business in 2012. And I made no money for 7 whole years. I'm sorry, I take that back. I made no money for 5 whole years. Let me correct myself. I made no money, no progress, no nothing for 5 whole years. And I could not figure out what was I not doing. I learned the business. I got the wisdom. I understood exactly which direction I wanted to go in. I put in the work. I lost a lot of sleep just trying to make it happen. And I was completely at a standstill. Why? Because I was still bound in my heart. I was still bound in my emotions. I was still bound in a lot of things that I didn't even realize were still tormenting me. Like, it all brought me back to a place of, you got to get healed, daughter. I just kept hearing God say, you got to get healed, daughter. Be made whole. Be made whole. When you get whole, everything that you touch will flourish. Everything that you put your hands to will prosper, because you are whole and you're able to, what's the word? You're able to handle what comes next. If I was still broken, I'll fly off the handle. I will fly off the handle when certain things occur, because it's triggering something in me that I haven't dealt with yet. I had to stop, and I had to focus on me. I had to focus on getting better. I had to focus on removing those things, and healing my heart, and healing my mental state. I had to literally just like push everything else aside and say, Lord, I trust you to have your way, and I need your help. I had to ask for God to help me, because I could not do it in my own strength. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know where to begin. I didn't know what was the root of it. I just knew what I felt. I knew that I was angry. I knew that I was upset. I knew that I was, sometimes even if my phone rang, I would look at the phone and get an attitude, because I did not understand that I was still angry with the person that was calling me. I was still bound by the offense. And all of those things started standing out to me. When I asked God for help, he started allowing me to see him. He started allowing me to see me. And I had to pray and help him, ask him to take those things out of me, because I didn't know how to get them out. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know, is it even possible? God had to lead me in those things. But he didn't help me until I asked him for help. I had to ask him for help, because I didn't have it in me to do it myself. I didn't have the discipline. I didn't have the wisdom. I didn't know where to begin. I didn't even know the root cause of what I was dealing with. I didn't know the root of my brokenness. I didn't know the root of where my unforgiveness came from. I didn't know that it was a disappointment that happened way back here, daughter, when you were 6 years old. It was a disappointment that started right here, and you felt rejected. You felt abandoned. You were broken back then, and you pushed through and held on to that grief in your heart. And as time went on and as life went on, different people, different places, different things occurred, and it continued to fester on the inside of you. You've had different relationships where you were hurt again, and now you were broken again, and now you felt rejected again, and now you felt abandoned again, and it was again, and it was again, and it was again, and it was like all these things were inside of me, and they were literally killing me from the inside, and I did not even know it, but it was showing my reactions. It was showing my conversation. It would show when somebody brought up something, and then I would react to it, and then I would stand back and I would say, wow, I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have did that. And it allowed me not to have self-control. It allowed me not to have peace. But the forgiveness was necessary. The forgiveness was like the one thing that covered all those things and helped me purify myself, my heart, my intent. Because it allowed me to change into a person who, I'm going to get you before you get me. I'm going to put up these walls, and I'm not going to let you get close enough to me to hurt me. Excuse me. It made me think, you're going to hurt me. It's just a matter of time. You're going to betray me. It's just a matter of time. You're going to lie. You're going to cheat. You're going to, whatever those past offenses were, they were right here. And so I never fully gave a person a fair chance, because I was still bound by those thoughts, those memories, those ideas, those preconceived notions of everybody that came in my life. I literally would just assume it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. When is it going to happen? It's coming, but when? And I used to literally put that on every person that came into my life. I wasn't able to fully receive friends. I would have friends. I would be friends to them, but I would always watch them with a side eye because I had trust issues. My trust issues, same thing. It stemmed from those same things that happened when I was 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 years old. And they continue to fester. And then it was one offense on top of another one, on top of another one, on top of another one. But the moment that I made a decision and say, God, I need you to help me remove this stuff from me. God, show me where it started from. Help me deal with the root. You can't fix nothing if you don't go to the root of it. You have to uproot it from you. You have to uproot it. And a lot of times it starts from our parents. If it didn't start from your parents, it started from your siblings. It started long ago, and we don't even realize. There you go. Hallelujah. It started from long ago when we didn't even realize that we were being affected, and we don't even realize the path that is being carved out for us because of those seeds that were sown a long time ago. I wish I had known this a long time ago because I would have been free a long time ago from the things like, even from back then. If I could have got free then, I probably would have been in a different direction now because I would have made different choices. But God is a God of timing. He's always on time. So even if you just like, I've been this way for so long, I don't even know how to change. He can show you how to change. He can show you exactly where to start. If you're getting the wisdom, then it's time for you to start. If you're getting this information, if it's making sense to you, if it's ringing a bell somewhere in your mind, if the light bulb is going off right now, something that I'm saying, then he's talking to you. And when you get the wisdom, that's when you're being held accountable. So it's just like, God is a God of timing. You may not have been ready for it a month ago. You may not have been ready for it a year ago. But God is bringing information to you today that is hitting on all levels. And if it's hitting on all cylinders in your mind and your heart and your spirit, then God is telling you there may be something that you need to look into. Pray and ask God to reveal those areas that you may be still dealing or harboring unforgiveness. A lot of times we don't know. I did not know. I had no clue. I just knew something was wrong with me. It was at some point in time, I thought I was losing my mind because it was just like my mind wouldn't it wouldn't stop clicking and clicking and clicking. And I'm just like, Lord, I want to do this. I'm giving everything I got. What am I not doing? It's not what I'm not doing. It's what I'm ignoring. It's what I'm ignoring. I'm ignoring me. I'm trying to put on this face and go out here and make these business deals. I'm trying to put on this face and go to these parent-teacher conferences like, I'm a good mother. And I was a good mother. Not saying that I'm not. But what I'm saying is I was a better mother after I got healed. Because now I'm able to teach and instill those things into my children. I'm able to heal my daughters before they even have to go through the pain and heartache that I had to go through. So it's like I had to get to that place of enough is enough. And that place did not come until I had to surrender and say, God, have your way. I can't do this on my own. I need your help. I need you to take out the things that are in me that are not pleasing to you. I need you to show me. I can't blame this person anymore. I can't blame this person anymore. I can't hold on to what they did and how they did it. I can't use that no more. I gotta fix me. They gone. They gone on with their life. They're wherever now. I have to still look in the mirror and deal with me. And unforgiveness is what I had to decide to do for myself so that I can be free. I was bound on so many levels. That's it. You have to totally trust in God. And my submission was, God, have your way. Allow your will to be done and not my will. And sometimes we're rebellious in areas and because we feel like, okay, I'll do this, but I'm not sure about that. Or, I don't feel like that ego will come in and say, well, I feel like I shouldn't have to do that part. I'll do this part, but I shouldn't have to do that part. Ego is rebellion. Pride is a sin. I had to totally surrender. I had to totally surrender to God and say, Father, have your will. Allow your will to be done and not my own. You know what I need when I don't know what I need. I didn't know. I didn't know because I didn't understand. God sees everything. He's omnipresent. He sees everything. He sees what we don't see. He knows what he has inside of us that we don't even know. We haven't even tapped into yet. But he can't get it to us until we get this old stuff out. Get all this old stuff out so he can put new stuff in you, which is the word, which is wisdom, which is knowledge, which is strategy, which is vision, which is destiny, which is purpose. We have to get the old stuff out so he can pour into us the things that we need to go forward. If not, you're going to stay stuck. Yeah, your marriage didn't work. So what? Are you still stuck in that marriage? Are you still holding on to the possibilities of what it could have been? Did you do all you could while you were in it? If it did not work, you pray and ask God, Father, are you giving me the right tools that I need to either help this marriage or to end this marriage? I can no longer stay bound. We have to make a decision. If not, you're going to keep staying in that stuck place. I'm not telling somebody to leave their parent, their wife or their husband. That's not what I'm saying. But you have to seek God and come out of that broken place. You have to come out of that place of being stuck. If you stuck right now and you don't decide to make a difference, you're going to die stuck. You're going to die stuck. And I know we can look back on so many people in our lives, and our parents, our aunties, our uncles, our grandparents, where they dealt with stuff and they never healed, and they died in that place. They died broken. They died unhappy. They died unfulfilled. They died broke in poverty. Listen, money is tied to you. Your wealth, your prosperity, your increase is tied to you. If you're not right, you're not able to contain, you're not able to hold and grasp what God has for you. You will never obtain real wealth until you seek your purpose and walk in that and walk that thing out. You have to get to that place of destiny and say, you know what? I'm tired of going from job to job. I'm tired of putting my life, my kids' life in the hands of somebody that can fire me or that can lay me off tomorrow. And I don't know I don't know how we're going to eat. I don't know how we're going to pay our rent or our mortgage. You have to get to a place where you say, God, what is your will for my life? What is my purpose? What did you call me for? That is where your wealth is. That's where your increase is. That's where your prosperity is. Everything else is going to fall below what you deserve. Everything else is going to fall below that because it's not in the will of God. It may be a stepping stone. However, it's not your final destination. And if you don't seek destiny and if you don't seek what God has for you, you will never get to that place of wealth. You will never get there. You will never achieve that level of fulfillment and success and just being able to do the things that you're passionate about. The Bible says that your gift will make room for you. Your gift can't make room if you're not using your gift the way that God called you to use it. And so you have to seek him to find out what he ordained for you to do. You gave me all these gifts and talents. And it was one point in my life where I would look at all these things and I would write them all down. Okay, I'm good at this. I'm good at that. I'm good at that. I'm good at that. I'm good at that. And I would try each thing. Boom, let me try this. Okay, Father, give me a vision. Give me a strategy for this. Boom, I'll try that one over there. I'll try this one over here. Boom. But it was just like all these things I was hitting that he gave me gifts. He gave me talent in. None of those things were fulfilling to me. Why? Because it was a gift, it was a talent, but it wasn't my purpose. It wasn't what he called me to do. He gave me those things because I'm going to need those things when I find that place that I'm called to be. When I find that thing that I'm called to do, all of those gifts will be used and they will be needed in that thing. But those were not the places that wasn't the end destination. It wasn't the end destination. So even though I was trying those things, I'm just like, okay, I know I'm good at this. Let me try this. I know I'm good at this over here. Let me try that. I was in the IT industry for 8 years. Let me try to go back over here. God said, close the door. Okay, that job didn't hire me. Let me go over here. Have an interview. Have a second interview. God said, close the door. Boom. Go over here. Try it again. Okay, this job paying good. Oh, I could do this. I'm overqualified, but I'm going to still apply. Interview, second interview, third interview. Boom, close the door. God literally was like, no, you said my will. Don't go back on your word now because times is hard. Don't go back now. Walk this thing out. Walk it out. You're not gonna go back to what's familiar, what's comfortable. No, I'm gonna stretch you. I'm gonna stretch you because you said my will. So if you said my will gonna be done. Are you still surrendering to me? Are your hands still in the posture of Lord, I receive, Lord, whatever you have for me? If your hand's still up like this, then that means you're still in the posture of saying yes to him. If I'm still saying yes to him, come on, daughter, you're going to walk this out. I'm going to stretch you. I'm going to pull you. I'm going to flip you over. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to throw this in. I'm going to flip you around again. I'm going to take that part off. I'm going to do all those different things. But I'm going to get you to where I called you to be because you surrendered. You said yes. And so you're going to walk this thing out. If it hurt, if it break you, if it whatever it do, you're going to get weary, you're going to get tired, you're going to be worried, you're going to be stressed, you're going to go through all these different emotions, but I got you. If you surrendering to me, you got to trust me. If you surrendering, you have to trust. That is faith. So forgiveness was the necessary part before I can even get to trying to walk out my purpose. I couldn't do anything until I made a decision to let go of what happened and say, you know what? I forgive this person because I kind of see that they don't even know no better. When I look back at their parents and their upbringing, I see your mama didn't have it all together. Your daddy was gone from your life. So if I see these things, nobody taught you how to be a man. Nobody taught you how to be a good mother. Nobody taught you how to be a good friend because you never had a good friend. You never had a good example. And so when I looked a little deeper at the people that hurt me, then it started making sense. You didn't know no better. If you don't know no better, how can I expect you to treat me any different? Like, you're broken, you're hurting, you're still looking for something and you don't know what you're looking for. But the only way you're going to find the things that you're looking for is going back to the creator, the one who created you, the one who knows what's really missing. I had to go back to the one who knew what was missing for me. And that was me seeking God and me saying, God, your will. Not my will, your will. Your will. Because I didn't even understand why this happened. I used to say, why me, Lord? I used to say, why I got to go through this? Why do I have to struggle financially? Why do I have to go through, people backstabbing me and slandering my name? And it's just like false accusations. Why do I have to go through this? And his answer to me was, because I'm equipping you for what I called you to do. I called you to be greater than what you've seen around you. I've called you to be greater than what everybody else is doing. I'm not saying that you're better than them, but you are one who surrendered to me. Because you gave me your yes, now I could use you. Now I can use all your brokenness. I can use all your anger, all your bitterness, all your trials, all your tribulations. Now I can use all those things to help somebody else. Now I can use all those things, and I'm going to give you the boldness, daughter. I'm going to give you the courage, daughter. I'm going to take away the fear. I'm going to make it to where you are completely transparent in the eyes of those that need you. You're going to reach out to those, and they're going to receive you because they're at that point to where they need the help. They're ready to listen now. I'm going to put you in the place of those who will receive you. Don't worry about being validated. Don't worry about who's not going to receive you. Don't worry about being talked about. Don't worry about being ridiculed or criticized. Jesus was all of those things. He had a mission and he stayed focused. And I need you to stay focused, daughter. Ignore the chatter. Ignore who likes it and who doesn't like it. Even people in ministry, you will see the cattiness. You will see how a spiritual leader may be over several different people or may have been assigned to several different people. They'll like your stuff, but they won't like this person's stuff. They'll like my stuff, but they won't like her stuff. Or they'll like her stuff and won't even support me at all. And it's like, you don't need their validation. I validated you. I called you. I chose you because you gave me a yes and your heart was pure. But I had to get that other stuff out before he began to pour that stuff in. And this has taken a turn, you guys. So it was for somebody. It was definitely for somebody because this wasn't even a part of the topic, but God have your way. But yeah, like I had to submit though. And once I submitted, everything that I was uncertain about, everything that I worried about, everything that I needed, God provided, because he was my source. Even though the business wasn't flourishing, the jobs were saying no. I didn't know how we were going to make it. I didn't know how we would pay the bills. God said, I got you. Ignore the family members that are talking about you. Ignore the family members that are saying she just need to go get a job. Ignore that. Ignore that. Don't even listen to it. Don't even take it in. Stay focused on what I called you to do, because you are going to be the one that's going to break the poverty off of your bloodline. You going to be the one. You going to be the one, because you gave me a yes and you meant it. Unforgiveness, y'all, it keeps you stuck. Unforgiveness keeps you stuck. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I cry every time I come on here. So y'all should be used to it by now. Y'all know I cry every time. But anyway, I hope what I said helped somebody. I hope it made a difference. Seek God for forgiveness. He will show you how to do it. If you need help, my book, Teach Them to Heal, it is available on Amazon.com. Teach Them to Heal. This book is a guide. It's a guide and it's a journal. I have a chapter on forgiveness. This book teaches you how to forgive. It teaches you how to heal from the inside out. It teaches you how to remove just all of life's, just the things that keep you bound. God gave me this book. When I told him, help me heal, he took me through a process, man. And that process was a long process, and it was a deep process, and it was a real process. It was a real process, and it wasn't easy. And God birthed a book out of me after I went through my process. He said, now that you have healed, now that I taught you to heal, now that I put people in your life that were instrumental to you get into this next place, now you go back and you teach others. Now you go back and you teach others. Maya Angelou, I don't know if many of you know, but she was a prophetess. Maya Angelou said, when you learn, teach. And that's exactly what God literally told me. Now that you've learned, now you go teach. So I'm not for everybody, y'all. My services are not for everybody. My book is not for everybody. There are some who will reject it just because it's me. And that's okay. That is okay. But who it's for? God gonna lay it on your heart to go get this book. God gonna lay it on your heart to get one-on-one coaching services. So I'm not begging nobody for nothing. God has who needs me lined up and ready to go, because they're going to come when they're ready. Teach Them to Heal is on Amazon.com. Again, you guys, I appreciate you guys coming in today. I appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate those who stayed on. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to figure out my time as far as Thankful Thursdays, because it used to be at 9:30. I needed to shift from 9:30 just because of kids and bedtime and the house not being quiet enough and all of that. So I'm going to get the time together with Thankful Thursdays. However, I'm going to be here. I ain't going nowhere. Excuse me. But I appreciate you guys coming in. God bless you. If you need one-on-one coaching, you can inbox me. I will get you rates. If you want to purchase the book, Amazon.com, Teach Them to Heal. I appreciate you guys coming in this evening. May y'all be blessed. I hope something that I said registered. I hope that it was seated and it was planted on your heart to know that you know what is my time to come out of that place. Just whatever it is, I hope that God spoke to you guys. I love you all, and I will see you guys Monday for Manifestation Mondays. God bless you. Have a good weekend.